What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for this week's episode of My Hero Academia Season 3. And I gotta say, another fantastic, legendary episode. Actually, the director that did the Deku versus Todoroki fight, as well as the Deku versus Muscular fight, the one episode that 2 weeks back, that you guys know how much I just gush over that, gush over that episode of my review, and then of course the Todoroki versus Deku fight I also gushed over back when I did my review a year ago. He came back and did this episode as well. You could tell, because this episode was fucking me. I wouldn't say it's as strong as those two. I wouldn't, mostly because this fight is really damn good, but there is this epic fight that takes place in that's pretty much a whole episode that's full of emotion and shit. It's not like that. It's just another fantastic episode. So let us begin. So we started episode off where we left off last week with Deku still running around like Naruto. I'm surprised I haven't seen any memes yet. I'm legit surprised by that. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough on YouTube and Twitter. Anyway, so we go back to where we left off last week, where Deku fighting Dark Shadow, we're fighting Tokoyami, who is a Shoji, where Dark Shadow's not completely out of control, and Tokoyami trying his best to control him. Then Shoji pretty much just explains to Deku what exactly went down, that they were that one of the villains got dropped on them, one of his arms got cut, but it wasn't one of his real arms, because his quirk, his multiple arms can create duplicates of themselves, so it's kind of like a lizard, where if you cut their tail off, it's gonna grow back anyway, so there's no real loss, but Tokoyami couldn't see him, and so Jiro in pain, Shoji in pain, so of course he just pretty much went crazy, and hence why Dark Shadow is pretty much incomplete. It's pretty much almost engulfing Tokoyami. And then Shoji is telling Deku, you gotta make a choice. Are you gonna stay here and help me out with Tokoyami, or are you gonna go and leave and help out Bakugo? I'll stall him for as much as I can. And he's like, no way, but you're already injured. When you're a hero, you gotta take risks. That's what makes a hero a hero. Deku then comes up with a plan of taking out two birds with one stone, where he lets Shoji actually use his multiple arms to bait Tokoyami. Tells Tokoyami just release control and just let Dark Shadow just take control for a little bit, and he brings them to Deku, to Bakugo and Todoroki, because they both have fire quirks, so that they can control them while they're also fighting against Moonfish, the guy that looks like he's straight out of Hellsing, not Hellsing. What's it? Hellraising. That's personally wrong. Anyway, Pinhead. The movies that had Pinhead in it, that horror franchise, Hellraising. That's he looks like he's made out of this way. I'm pretty sure I'm so much around the title. Anyway, so once they get to once they get there, they're screaming at Bakugo and Todoroki, give us some fucking light. And then Dark Shadow, once he sees Moonfish while he's trying to start attacking them, and Dark Shadow just ends up whooping Moonfish. When Todoroki tries to get involved, restrain him using his fire, he's like, no. Bakugo's like, nah. Let him do it. And then he's once he beats, he's Bakugo that says, finish him. This is Mortal Kombat. And then then pretty much beats then Dark Shadow pretty much beats the living shit out of Moonfish, and then Bakugo and Todoroki then use their quirks to restrain Dark Shadow to where it's more controllable for Tokoyami. So then they pretty much all agree. Then Shoji to rephrase him, pretty much relays information that they're after Bakugo. Blah 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 blah. Now originally I wasn't controlling. Why are they going with Bakugo? I mean, he hasn't really done much in the sports, but they were and then I feel they should have given Deku more. But then when you realize their actual reason, I'm that actually makes perfect sense why they want Bakugo. Which I'll explain that. I'll talk about that later on, when we get to that part in the episode. And so after that, we pretty much had this moment where where the crew is all together with Deku, Todoroki, Bakugo, Shoji, and Tokoyami, and they're like, man, with a team like this, we could probably take down all of them. I'm like, with Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo, probably. I don't know if Shoji and like Tokoyama would, even Dark Shadow would put up like give that much up. But I feel like if these guys had like perfect syncing and like they had the kind of complete control, of course, I could definitely see those two being like definitely a formidable foes for All Might. The team of Deku, Todoroki, and Baka. I would have liked to see that fight. Have those three team up against All Might. That actually would be really neat to see. So anyway, so then we get back. So then we get to Uraraka and Sue, who of course are now Tamura Force dealing with the crazy psycho bitch that Chibi defines as best girl. After watching outside so see what's the appeal of her, he must have some weird ass chasing women, or unless my best girl met best yandere girl, then I still say that's probably a good toss up between her and like what was it, Yuno from Future Diaries? That's her name, right? It was Yuno, right? Yeah, pretty sure it was Yuno. Anyway, so it's probably so I haven't seen Future Diaries myself, but I feel like if you talk to anyone about who's the best yandere girl, they usually point to her. So anyway, so they're pretty much then they're pretty much just like Uraraka did get caught by one of Toga's knives, and Toga's just going ham about blood. Like she's like blood, oh how I love blood. And then when Uraraka when he restrains, and then she Sue actually just throws Uraraka out of the way to let her get out of the way. Sue's tongue gets caught, but when she tries to get away, she actually gets caught by one of her knives, and she's like a character like, I love blood. I love whoever voices her in the English dub. Fantastic job with voicing Toga. And then Uraraka's like, yo, get away from her. And then she actually uses something, which I love this moment. This is probably one of Uraraka's most badass moments in the whole series, from what we've seen so far. Where, she uses that, some of that close quarter combat she actually learned from her internship, the one where we saw in the episode where, with that knife, with how it disarmed someone and used her weight against them with the knife. I love it. She actually, grabbed their wrist with it, and then, you grab the base of their neck, and then, you force them down the ground, and with all her might, she just slams Toga to the ground and restrain her. And so, and I love when I saw, I was like, yeah! Oh, hell yeah! I was losing my shit, because that was just so badass for Uraraka. I love that moment. And then Toga uses them, and Toga said, you smell exactly like me. You love a boy, don't you? First you want to be like him, and then you want to become him. And then there's no turning back from there. And then we see a picture of Stain, so pretty much saying, yeah, she got a thing for Stain. And then, and Uraraka's just like, she looks shocked, she's about, Jasmine, because, then we actually see some flashback to this one part in the sports match was facing Buns against Bakugo. And she said, I'll win this and be like Deku. So Toga actually got a point there, too, which is kind of straight. And I love the direction they had with, the art and just how it looked with the actual graphics. And then she actually uses one of her syringes. I'm just gonna call them syringes. And apparently her job was to get blood. I don't know why, and I don't know why she needs it and why she's getting it. I frankly don't want to know what she does. I feel like she'll be like a reason and just bathe herself in that shit, or unless it's for all for one. Even then, she said that, and the dudes and one of the guys later on there said she needed three. She needs at least 3 P. She needs 3 PL, but she only got a little bit from Uraraka. So she gets it in there, then, Uraraka starts to lose her grip, because why she doesn't just rip it out, because, her hands are restrained, but, again, whatever. But then that's when Deku and the rest of the crew show up, and then Toga looks at Deku, and it goes into slow motion. She's, blushing more than she usually is, and I'm like, oh no, God, thou shalt have mercy on Deku, please. Since I'm like, she now has a thing for Deku, and I'm like, oh Lord, oh my God, this is not gonna end well for our friend. I would love to actually see a one-on-one fight, but just between Uraraka and Toga. I feel like it's gonna happen later on. Maybe it's she has Deku hostage, and then Uraraka's just gonna save him, and they have a one-on-one duel that turns into that turns it later on to a straight-up fist fight. That would actually be cool to see, if you ask me. So, yeah, Toga now has a thing for Deku. Oh, Lord have mercy on Deku. Oh my God, this is not going to end well for our friend. No. And so, they recruit So then they bring Uraraka and they get Uraraka and Sue to join them to help out Bakugo, and then she tells they're after Bakugo, blah blah blah, and Uraraka's like, hey, if you're protecting Bakugo, shouldn't he be there with you guys? And he's like, what do you mean? He's right behind us. And then they turn around, and he's gone. Like, poof, Batman up in here, disappeared, without a sound or a trace. And then we have this dude, which I'm pretty sure we actually saw him a few episodes back, that he actually has these crystal balls in his hand, where he also grabbed Tokoyami as well. And they pretty much they're now pretty much kidnapping Deku, or I should say Bakugo, Tokoyami via these little crystal thingamajiggers, whatever you want to call it. Excuse me. Anyway, so. And once they get this, they actually find that they're actually wanting to turn Bakugo over to their side, because, and when I heard this, I was like, oh, that's why they want it, because, let's be honest, guys, Bakugo is the least hero out of all the heroes in UA. I mean, Bakugo's a straight up asshole. He bullied Deku for a majority of his life, and still it's almost the way he still kind of does. So, he's, the least candidate for being here. He's more like an anti-hero than anything else. I wouldn't call him a straight-up villain, because he does want to because he really just wants power, like All Might. He loves All Might, and it's not for the same reason as we saw in, in the Bakugo versus, and we saw that Bakugo will fight, and he will fight to protect someone. We saw, how far he will go in the Deku and Todoroki fight versus All Might in, the end of Season 2. So we know, Deku does, so Todoroki, or I should say Bakugo, does have that side to him, but a majority of the time, he's just a straight-up asshole. Granted, he's a lovable asshole, and we all love Bakugo because he is a lovable asshole, but he's still an asshole. So, so from that perspective, I can understand why they want Bakugo, because he could be the easiest really to manipulate, and turn to the side of villainy, because of how just because of his personality and his pursuit of power to become the number one hero and be the most powerful hero. So from that perspective, I understand why they want Bakugo. Tokoyami, that's probably just for let's just grab him too, So then they try chasing after him. They don't have he gets, and Todoroki's out, he gets farther and farther for every past day because they don't have Ida just there to sprint his way over there and get him. So then Deku comes up with a plan. He then and he tells Uraraka to use her quirk on them so that they can float, and to have Sue just fly him across have Sue just pretty much just throw them as fast as she can and as far as she can over to him so that he can get him. And Shoji is just to hold Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo together while they go grab him. And Todoroki's like, Deku, you're really hurt, dude. You're a lot of, dude. You're injured, and I'm sure you're a lot of pain. You're probably gonna go in contact. Say that. It's like, don't worry, I feel nothing right now. Literally nothing. He feels no pain. Probably from all the adrenaline going through he's going through all his body, doing all the shit he's been doing. So then Sue flies him around. They manage to catch him. And then pretty much where they pretty much lead up to the rest of where the League of Villains are, or at least where their meet spot of Toga's there, along with Dabi, the other dude that he was with, and we also see I forget the dude's name, but he's the guy that acts like he's French. He's hiding behind this bush, and he's sweating bullets. He's he's scared for his life, and he's taking care of the Invisible Girl, I forget her name, and someone else. And then Momo is with someone from Class B, which I'm pretty sure we haven't actually even seen because I don't recall this dude being in Season 2, although I could be wrong with that. So, and they're pretty much running against one of Shigaraki's Nomus that actually responds to Dabi. Dabi's pretty much leave, and and then the other dude's like, hey, shouldn't you call back the Nomu? You oh yeah, right. So while they're chasing down so when Nobu is chasing down Momo and the dude from Class B, he calls him back right before he kills him, and then Momo actually creates a tracking device, and then he has this dude pretty much put it on him, and it's now fused with body so that he can't get rid of it, so that they know where they're exactly going. And so the episode ends pretty much with with Deku and the crew catching up to the dude, and just pretty much them all falling to the ground, and then the rest of the members of I love Leah Villager there, and we also see some parts where we also get back and see the Wild Wally Pussycats who are taking care of Spinner and the other dude. They're approaching the train, we don't really see much of them. So, overall, fucking love this episode. Art animation was great, the voice acting was spectacular, the direction was also fantastic, especially with the stuff with Toga that they did. It was great. Love this episode. So my final verdict for this week's episode is a 10 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new, follow me on channel Twitter feelings, links down below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.